What you had said it is?
Shabbat Shalom, day 22. Day 22 of the month of Abib. So it's day 22. What that mean, brothers? It's the third Shabbat of Abib.
Or the first month of the year.
Yeah, first month of the year, Abib. And what is Abib commemorated to when it comes to the pagan calendar? March. March and Abib coincide with each other. Why? They're the first month of the spring season. March, April, May. Those are the 3 months of the spring season. That's Abib, second month, third month. All right, according to the scriptures. All right, that's how we know we're in what? Day 22 of the first month, man. And like the class is just, the feast days. What are what? Days appointed by the Most High. Holy days, set apart days. And these days are only set apart for what? His people. For who? His people. Right? Yeah, so go ahead and close like that. While we getting it in, man. Somebody come, knock, then hey, we let them on in to the highs. To the truth house. It's the truth school. You see the address, man. We here on Periscope Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and YouTube. Sometimes we record, sometimes we don't, but we still have class here. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah, we good. We got the AC on. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have class here, whether we record or not, just in case some YouTubers or some of my Periscope wonder, like, dang, y'all want on class maybe this day or that day, but just know we here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Whether we sometime record or not, because we know it's a history school of truth, so sometimes we go over, some basic classes, and sometimes we bring out some things we record, right? So again, feast days. We going over these feast days, man. We want to open up. I want to go open up in Sirach. Sirach chapter. Remind me real quick, because we kind of just going on, just recapping our feast days, basically. Okay, so it's not a scripted class, but going off our feast days. So Sirach chapter 33.
Scriptures.
We're going to go to Sirach, start at Sirach 33 and verse 7.
All right, Deuteronomy, not Deuteronomy, Sirach. I was thinking of something in my head.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to say it because it was on my brain. So, all praise to the Heavenly Father in the name of His only begotten Son, right? That's what we want to give all glory and praise be unto Him, and blessed be Him. Right, all right. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, which is Sirach, in the Apocryphal chapter 7. Chapter 33, verse 7.
Right.
Why doeth one day excel another?
There's a question, right?
When as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun.
You see that? There's a question. Why does one day excel another? That's a question the Most High is asking. Through in here in Sirach. Why does one day excel another? Because we know we're getting into that because it was the class feast days. So feast days are what? Days that we understand are appointed by the Most High. So we know these days are what excel over another. So why does one day excel another? When as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun. Because we know the sun comes up every day. Whether it might be raining, it might be a thunderstorm, it might be a cloudy day, but every day you're gonna have some daytime. That's what it's saying here. So why does one day excel another when every day the sun comes out? Right? Read on.
Verse 8, by the knowledge of the Most High.
By the what?
By the knowledge of the Most High.
That's what we got to understand. It's because by the knowledge of the Most High God, read.
By the knowledge of the Most High, they were distinguished.
Right? By the knowledge of the Most High, they were distinguished. How one day excels another. Regardless, because the sun comes out every day. Because of the knowledge of the Most High, these days are going to be distinguished. Read on.
And He altered seasons and feasts.
And that's what this class is about tonight. He altered seasons and feasts. We got to understand that's very, very important to know and to understand, right? So we can't serve the Most High at any time that we feel like it. We repeat this over and over, right? He altered seasons and feasts. So we got to understand what alters the seasons and feasts? The moon. What ordinance did the Most High use to alter these? Let's go to Psalms. Let's hold this. We're gonna go to Psalms 104 and come back to this. Let's go to Psalms 104, 19.
Book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 19. The Lord, the Most High, has prepared his throne.
19. 104, 19. Psalms.
Psalms 104, 19. That's
right.
Oh, I'm at 103. I'm sorry. 104, 19. He appointed the moon for seasons.
See that? And what we're talking about? Because he altered seasons and feasts. So he did what?
He appointed the moon for
So you
seasons.
understand, the moon is why we got that. How we know we're in the month of Abib. We know it's the 22nd day. Why? Because of the moon. Read.
And the sun knoweth his going down.
That's what we just read in verse 7. As all the light of every day in the year is of the sun. Because we know that the sun comes out every day. That's the, you know, the sun knows going down. But he pointed the moon, what for seasons? The moon for seasons. The sun knows going down. So the moon is for seasons and what else? And for feasts. So let's go back to Sirach 33. And he altered seasons and feasts, right? All right, verse 9. Sirach 33.
All right. Sirach 33, verse 9. Some of them hath he made high days.
Right?
And hollowed them.
And he hollowed them,
And some of them hath he made ordinary days.
So see, what we talking about? By the knowledge of the Most High. By the knowledge of the Most High, they were distinguished. How were they distinguished? Some of them he made high days, which are what? Holy days. That's what he means. High days, and hollowed them. These are holy days, like what today is. Day 22, Shabbat Shalom. The third Shabbat of the month of Abib. So this is the day that he what? He hollowed. Or he made a high day. Is that right? That's right to say, right? Today would be a high day or a hollow day. Because it's Shabbat.
Yeah, right.
Right? And some of them hath he made ordinary days. Like what's going to be an ordinary day tomorrow? Why? Because tomorrow is day 23. It's going to be an ordinary day. It's going to be a work day. Right? Not because it's going to be, what, Thursday. No. It's going to be day 23 according to the scriptures, according to the Bible. Man. An ordinary day. Right? So from there, let's go to, you already know, let's go to Leviticus chapter 23. Right? Where the feasts are at. Now we got to go to the feast, man. We're going to really basically be touching on feasts that we just, just commemorated, right? Which is a Passover, right? We just had the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? And we have understanding last night was the day 21. We had a closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, so we want to touch on that, so our brothers and sisters have an understanding of the difference between, how the Feast of Unleavened Bread, how they count about, right? So, good. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 23. Just going back to
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 1. And Moses spake unto, and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel,
right,
and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Most High.
Concerning the feast, because some are feasts and some are. He appointed what? Seasons and feasts. He altered seasons and feasts. We're reading about these feasts. Read on.
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts.
It's a holy convocation right now. This is a holy convocation, brother. We having a class, but it's a holy convocation on top of that. This ain't just a regular day right here, man. Why? Why is it a regular day, man? It says who? We just read that it's a rock. This is the day that he hallowed. He said so, man. He didn't give us no Wednesday, man.
Right.
Huh? He said Shabbat, day 22. Right? So, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. We here. Even these are my feasts. So even some of my brothers that's on live right now on Periscope Live, you're involved in this holy convocation of the Shabbat. Whether you like it, love it, believe it or not. This is Shabbat. This ain't just a regular class tonight. This is Shabbat class. All praises. Go ahead. We can jump down to verse 4.
Verse 4.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, read. I'm sorry. Verse 3.
Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done.
And real quick. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest.
Right.
And holy convocation.
All praise to the Most High. So it says 6 days shall work be done. Understand, Israel. The 6 days that we worked this month was day 16 to day 21. Because today day 22. That's some 6 days right here. Right there. Day 16, day 17, day 18, day 19, day 20, day 21. Those are 6 days of working. Today's Shabbat, day 22. So 6 days shall work be done. But the 7th day, day 22, which is today, is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. And we here. Shabbat Shalom. Read on.
Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings.
Ye shall do no work therein. Is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. I understand that, yeah. So some people have to work today? Yes. Why? Because they're in captivity. But what about buying? What about selling? What about shaving your head or your face? What about our women wearing fringes? Tucked in or not? Even in you men. You see that? So there's laws that still have to be kept. You're in the land of your captivity. You got to understand that, Israel. You ain't free.
All right.
So you might be forced to work, but you can't be forced to buy. You can't be forced to cook. See what I'm saying? All right, verse 4.
Verse 4. These are the feasts of the Most High.
See, they ain't telling us again, Most High always repeats. These are the feasts.
Even holy convocations.
And we're convocating right now because the Most High said so. Read.
Which you shall proclaim in their season.
And what season is this? Spring. And what appointed this season? The moon. We just read that in Psalms 104. Which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. We're in the first season of the year. In the first month of the year, which what? Abib. Day 22. Right? And this is the season that we're in. Right? Sirach 43 tells you also the moon is the moon, the month is called after her name. Right? Sign of feasts and a sign of seasons. Right? Sirach 43, 6 through 8. People have that in your notes. All right, verse 5.
Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month.
See, we just had the 14th day. That was 7 days ago. Not 7 days ago. 8 days ago. 9 days ago, we had the Passover. And the 14th day.
And the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Most High's Passover.
All praise to the Most High. 14th day even, we had the Passover. It's beautiful. Holy convocation. Right here at the school. Read.
And on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread unto the Most High.
All praise to the Most High. We had the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We got a couple pieces left. Our brother, we ain't playing. You know how it is. We got a couple pieces left. Why? Because it was good, man. You know, brothers here know how to make unleavened bread. And we ate good. So on the 15th day of the same month is what month, Abib? It's the Feast of Unleavened Bread unto the Lord. Read on.
7 days.
How many days?
7 days.
He
must eat unleavened bread.
So it's telling us on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So how many days is that right there, the 15th day? How many days is that?
That's the first day of unleavened bread.
That's 1 day.
Yeah.
Okay, so 7 days. So we got 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21. That's 7 days. You see that? So that's why on the 21st day, which was yesterday, it was the last day of Feast of Unleavened Bread. Even though today's the Sabbath, it was the last day of Feast of Unleavened Bread yesterday. So read that. How many days?
7 days.
You right?
Oh, okay, yeah. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread.
And that's what we did. Now we got this unleavened bread is left over. We couldn't cook that bread. That's left over. Read on. 7.
In the first day ye shall.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation.
And that was the 15th day we just talked about in verse 7. I'm sorry. In verse 6, on the 15th day, like I said, in the first day you shall have a holy convocation. Did we have that last on day 15? We had the first Shabbat. The holy convocation. Read on.
You shall do no servile work therein.
Why? Because it was a Shabbat. Not only it was a Shabbat, but it was the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We just talked about day 15. Verse 8.
Verse 8. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High 7 days.
7 days. So that's what we did for 7 days. Read on.
And the 7th day is an holy convocation.
See, that's what we got to understand. Why was the holy convocation? It was a closing the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's what we're talking about, though, right here. But that holy convocation, now you have to understand Genesis 2 and 2. We're not going into that. But when you say the 7th day, we're talking about the 7th day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
I like that. Well, that's beautiful, too, boy. We're going to do that one day. Now that you mentioned it. That's Genesis 2.
You got to have that understanding because we know there's a count in there. When it says 7th day, and it says 7th day, that's not talking about the same day. Okay? Ye shall do no servile work therein. Why? We're talking about day 22. Right? Now let's jump down to verse.
We're gonna have to go on that, boy. That's heavy right there, but when you drop that jewel there,
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Go ahead.
Genesis 2 and 2. Let's go to Genesis 2 and 2.
Yeah, that thing is beautiful,
A lot of
man.
people don't understand this. Let's go to Genesis 2 and 2.
That's beautiful.
You have to understand of how feast days is what we're talking about here, man. Genesis chapter 2, verse 2. Go ahead and read that.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
And on the 7th,
No, see, okay, go ahead.
I started one.
Yeah.
All right, Genesis chapter 2, verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished.
See, it says the heavens and the earth.
Mhm.
That's a difference right there.
Mhm.
You got to understand that, Israel. The heavens and the earth were finished. So we got to understand.
Chief day.
Right. We understand when he says the heavens, that's separate from the earth.
Right.
That's separate. Okay, read on.
Better sheath.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and all the host of
And
them.
all the hosts of them. We know the hosts, the armies, meaning the sun, moon, stars, and everything that he created.
Right.
That's the hosts. Verse 2.
Yeah. Verse 2. And on the 7th day,
Pay attention. And on the 7th day,
the Most High ended his work which he had made.
You hear that? On the 7th day, he ended his work. Y'all got that? He ended his work on the 7th day.
Did y'all hear that?
He ended his work
I
on
thought
the
the
7th
seventh day was the Sabbath. When he's supposed to do no work. You see that? Is the Most High breaking his own rule?
Okay.
No. See, that's what in the beginning God created the heaven, and then it said and the earth. The heavens part, that's chief day. That's what I'm saying. When he created the moon and everything, they didn't shine to the 4th day. You know what I'm saying? This is why he didn't really want to go in it, because we got to go and show you where it shined the 4th day. You see what I'm saying? But it's called better sheath in the Hebrew, better sheath. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is chief day. You know what I'm saying? Day 1. You see what I'm saying? And then you got your 6. You know what I'm saying? The 6 work. The 6 days.
Yeah.
And that's when he stopped working on that 7th day. You know what I'm saying? That's day 7. Day 8 is the Shabbat. You know what I'm saying?
I say yes.
Right.
7 days is the end of the 6 working days.
Right. So let's go and finish this real quick so you can get it. Read
Go ahead.
verse 2
All right.
again.
Verse 2. And on the 7th day,
All right.
the Most High ended his work
Right.
which he had made.
See, he ended his work on the 7th day, which he made. Now watch this. Finish.
And he rested on the 7th day.
Oh, wait a sec. He did what?
And he rested on the 7th day.
Right. Read on.
From all his work which he had made.
See, that's what's going on here. He said he ended his work on the 7th day, and it's saying he rested on the 7th day. So how could you do that? How could you rest on the 7th day? And like what's today? Today's supposedly Wednesday, right? So how could you rest on Wednesday and you worked on Wednesday?
Yeah. Like if it was a vacation. When you're like, hey man, you. Nah, go ahead. Explain it, bro.
You see?
I don't want to come add no.
You see what I'm saying? So if I ask you, okay, what day was you off? You say I was off today. And what day did you rest? I rested today.
That don't make no sense.
That don't make no sense, bro. You see what I'm saying? But again, like the brother just brought out a little earlier, we got to understand there's a new moon in here. That Beneshith, like he said at the beginning, when he said, "Thus the heavens and the earth were finished." So that's separate right there. Heavens first, then earth. So heavens, then earth. See? So then boom. Then after that, that's when he rested.
It's different levels.
So when he
of heaven.
finished,
I know that's
and he rested. That's true.
It's
He finished and he rested. But these are 2 different days after
Right.
you got from the heavens.
Right.
What we're talking about, that's what we got. That's where you help with you got the new moon day up there. You see what I'm saying? So you can do this, right? It could be like this here. You got 2 counts. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rest. Or stop working. Sorry, stop working. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stop working. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rested. You see what I'm saying? Because just like how we know is a new moon a feast day, right? It's not a working day. See? So when he said he worked, that's that earth. The heavens just kind of help you understand. The heavens will be like him not working. Just kind of help us with our new moon day because it's not a working day. So if we count new moon, so as far as the month count, it's still day 7. But the Sabbath day is day 8. You see what I'm saying? That's how you get the understanding of Genesis 2 and 2. Because if he said he rested, he stopped working on the 7th day, and he rested on the 7th day, that don't sound right. Right? So that means there's an understanding in there that we're not catching. Same thing like what we always reflect with Day of Atonement. If Day of Atonement is a feast day, but you can't eat or drink,
What's going on here?
well, that sounds like a contradiction. Feast, why? Feast is an appointed time.
When you look it up in the Hebrew.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
So most of
all
these,
praises.
right? Most of these words got to be dealt with.
You gotta look into it.
all of them, really. You got to look into them. Go and break down in the Hebrew, and then go and get the definition of it and how to pronunciate it, and then bring it back to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And then read it in context, precept. Then your precepts open up, hellified. You know what I mean? Then that's where Isaiah 28:9 kick in at. You'll start going there.
All praises, dog. So I definitely had to go ahead and touch on that. So too, now boom. Now we can go back to Leviticus 23. All praises, touch on that.
640 real quick. Let me get second Esdras 645 real quick.
Yes.
Let me get that real quick. I said I won't say bring it out, so I'm gonna bring it out real quick. And then
Second Ezra 6:45.
all right, this book of second Esdras chapter 645. It says, Upon the 4th day thou commandest that the sun should shine.
Said thou what?
Thou commandest that the sun should shine.
Thou commanded that the sun should shine. Read on.
And the moon give her light.
So on the 4th day he commanded it. But we gotta understand, light and darkness was already created the first day. Right? Because the first day he did what? He created the heavens. You see that, Greg? See that, Absalom? The heavens were created. The light and the darkness was already created. But on the 4th day he did what?
Upon the 4th day thou commandest that the sun should shine.
He gave the sun a job. You see that? Read on.
And the moon give her light.
So he gave the sun a job, and he gave the moon a job within the what? Within the lights. And the what?
And the stars should be in order.
See, he gave them all their order or their ordinance. He gave them a job. You see what I'm saying? So the light was created. He gave the sun a job, gave the moon a job, gave the stars an ordinance. All of them got their ordinance, that clock in the sky. You see? So they can't say the moon was created on the 4th day. So when they say that, you got to be real careful with that. Moon, no, it wasn't created on the 4th day. It was given ordinance, or was commanded. It was given a commandment on the 4th day as a moon to give off, to do her job, or whatever her job was to be. You follow what I'm saying? Y'all got that? Boom.
Right.
So heavens and earth, heavens, firmament, sun, moon, and stars, firmament in the heavens was created the first day. Right? Firmaments in the heaven, lightness and darkness. And then the earth, day 2 through 7. Then he rested.
The only reason why that's the reason why they say the moon is created the 4th day to make their doctrine fit. That's how Saturday can keep in effect. You know what I'm saying?
Because what are they thinking when they talk about the 4th day?
They're thinking about the death of Christ, right?
And
No, the resurrection. The resurrection.
That W word.
Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah.
See? That's why they're honing
And
on the
then-
4th day
right.
thing.
Right.
It's that they're programmed with the Wednesday on top of all that.
Right. So they could justify the you know what I'm saying, David eating the showbread and everything.
Pagan calendar.
And the pagan calendar. That's what it's all about, the pagan calendar. That's
Justifying the pagan
justifying
calendar.
that. Justifying
But
Saturday.
it doesn't fit because your new moon day never lines up with the pagans.
Brother, you can't deal with real men that really study these scriptures. Cause we cut the snake's heads off. You know what I'm saying? We don't start at the tail. We cut the snake heads off. You know what I'm saying? And get it over real quick with the word of the Most High, man.
Right. Versus like we were reading in the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we got to understand in the 7th month is the same thing with the Feast of Tabernacles to help the understanding. So let's read Leviticus chapter 23, verse 34.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse
34.
34.
Right.
All right, it says, "Speak unto the children of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
saying, the 15th day
Right.
of this 7th month shall be the feast of
You
tabernacles."
see that? So in the 7th month, on the 15th day, see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing, like the Feast of Unleavened Bread in the 1st month, and the 7th month is a Feast of Tabernacles. Okay, in the 7th month, the 15th day of the 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles. Read on.
The 15th day of this 7th month
Right.
shall be the feast of tabernacles
Uh-huh.
for 7 days.
How many days?
For 7 days
Right.
unto the Most High.
So we gotta understand, Feast of Tabernacles is 7 days, just like the what? Feast of Unleavened Bread. So it's gonna mirror it, so we get the understanding of, you know what I'm saying, the end of it and how we count. It's a mirror. Perfect. 35.
On the first day
See that? Uh-huh.
shall be an holy convocation.
What day is that?
That's day 15.
You see that? That's day 15 of the 7th month, right? Read on.
Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Why?
Because it's Shabbat.
Because it's the second Shabbat. That's day 15. But the first day of what?
The first day of tabernacles.
Feast of Tabernacles. Right? So first day of day 15. Boom. Go ahead. Verse 36.
7
He
days
tell you again. Repeat. 7 days.
ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High.
Right?
On the 8th
See, we
day,
gotta pay attention. It's 7 days, but it's just telling you on the 8th day. But why it's telling you on the 8th day? We gotta understand the 8th day is day 22.
Mm-hmm.
So on the 8th day,
shall be an holy convocation unto you,
why? Because that's day 22. Read on.
and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High.
Read on.
It is a solemn assembly,
Day 22. Uh-huh.
and ye shall do no servile work therein.
Why? Because it's a Shabbat, man. You see that? Because it's a Shabbat. Go ahead and read on.
These are the feasts of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day.
All praises.
Besides the Sabbaths of the Most High,
And we understand, besides the Sabbaths, why? Because Sabbaths are also a what? Feast day. That's why they're listed in Leviticus chapter 23. Beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, read.
and besides your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Most High.
Right. Now here in verse 39 is going to repeat the same thing. You know, the Most High always repeat it, right? Check this out. Verse 39.
Also, in the 15th day of the 7th month,
See that? Telling us again, the 15th day of the 7th month.
when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Most High 7 days.
That's that what? Feast of Tabernacles, man, the 7th month. You shall keep a feast unto the Lord. He said, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, what's that talking about? That harvest.
Plenty.
See that? Even though it was before that, but still. Read on.
I'm sorry. Dang, I forgot where I was. Also, in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Most High 7 days.
Right?
On the first day shall be a Shabbat.
See, the first day shall be a Shabbat. What? That's day 15. Read on.
On the 8th day shall be a Shabbat.
And on the 8th day shall be a Shabbat. That's day 22.
That's clear right there.
That's day 22 and that's day 15
That's clear
and day
right
22 right there. You see that, bro? You see that?
That's clear.
That verse 39, that's heavy right there.
It's a
man.
lot of brothers who only believe that God had a 7-day cycle since the beginning of time. They wouldn't read that scripture right there, because you would have to find out what that 8th day mean. You would. You can't just that can't just be none and void. Or the book don't matter to you then if you don't.
It's saying in verse 36 also.
Right.
Read verse 36 again.
Right. Verse 36, 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High.
Right.
On the 8th day.
On the what?
8th day
Uh-huh.
shall be an holy convocation. You see that?
What that talking about? You got to deal with that.
You gotta deal with that. You cannot present Leviticus 23. I don't think they read. I never heard no. I don't know if they read that out loud. I ain't never heard no camp
That
read
8th
that
day,
out loud.
bro.
Boy, they gotta deal with that. They can't just.
And how do you
What
get that
y'all
breakdown? Ezekiel 46 and 1.
Right.
That's the only way you're going to understand 8
Right,
days. We
right,
bring it
right.
out all the time. We're going to have to touch it again, man.
Woo.
Just to help.
That right there is
It's
nice.
saying in verse 36 and verse 39, 8th day. It's other areas in the scriptures, but we ain't got a hold on that.
Yeah.
Why is it saying 8th day, man? Because we understand it's 30 days in a month. The first day, the first 8, day 8, day 15, day 22 and 29 are the Shabbats every moon. Doesn't change, man. So day 8 is your first Shabbat of every month. That's why it's day 8. It's the first Shabbat of the month. Day 8 is. Because why? Day 1 is New Moon Day. So after New Moon Day is what? What comes after New Moon Day, brothers?
Day 2.
6 working days.
Yeah.
See?
Mm-hmm.
Now understanding, day
Right.
2 is your first working day.
Mm-hmm.
Ezekiel 46 and 1.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I can say, this is a good exercise class, a good workout class, good exercise class. Feast days, we just closed out a Feast of Leavened Bread. Brothers got some good leavened bread in their systems. And we closing out on, the first half of this day 22, the third Shabbat. We going into in the second month pretty soon, man. We got one more Shabbat coming up next week. So recapping our feast days and how to count these days, man. And how important it is to know what season you're in, right? Because there are 3 seasons in months within each season. 3 months in each season. Okay? And this spring season is March, April, and May. March, April, and May. Okay? So Ezekiel 46 and 1 to get help the understanding of why this 8th day, why this 8th day, why this 8th day. Ezekiel 46 and 1 gives you a sample of how your month starts, or how your moon starts. Israel, not the heathen nations, man. Only the spirit of the Bible. What, Ezekiel 46 and 1.
Ezekiel 46 and 1. Thus saith the Most High God, the gate of the inner court that looketh towards the east shall be shut.
Shall be what?
Shut.
Shut.
The 6 working days.
So the 6 working days, the gates shall be shut. That's not talking about Sunday through Friday. Read.
But on the Sabbath.
What?
But on the Sabbath.
Right.
It shall be open.
So how many days is that? 6 plus 1. How many days is that? 7. Read on.
And in the day of the new moon, it shall be open.
How many days is that total? That's 8 total days right there. So it says, so what day is New Moon Day? What day is that?
That's day 1.
That's number 1. So when it says in those days it shall be open. So New Moon Day the gates open, right? And then the 6 working days is shut, right? So what comes after New Moon Day? Day 2. So that day, the gate is what?
That's day 1 of the work day.
That's day 1 of the work day, but that gate the gate is shut.
Right. The day.
So New Moon Day, gate open. Worship Day, gate open. Come the next day, day 2, gate shut.
Right.
Working. How many days? 6.
6 days.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's day 7.
Right.
Gate shut. Then what day comes after day 7?
Day 8.
Day 8, Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Gate closed.
Right. Right.
That's example right there. Ezekiel 46 and 1 gives you an example of how to start your month. It's not every 8 days.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Gate open. My bad. Shabbat and the new moon gate open.
Yeah, open.
He made a mistake.
My bad. Okay, we caught that. We're just honing in on the count of the days. We're not paying attention to the gates that open. Y'all know what the scriptures are saying.
Right.
Okay? Day 1, new moon day, gate open. 6 days, working days, gate closed. Shabbat, gate back open again. That starts your month. It's not a cycle of 8. It's your first 8 days of the month of the moon. That happens 12 times a year. That's it. 12 times a year. That's how you start your month or your moon off. When you say new moon day, when you're saying new moon day and you're having that new moon day feast, you're supposed to be counting that next day is your day 2, Israel. Not a pagan name. Okay, that's where we get hung up with the Saturday.
Right.
But that's where we have to count, and you in your 30 days using the farmer's almanac.
Let me drop down to 3 real quick.
Go ahead.
Verse 3 in Ezekiel 46 and 1. 46 and 3. Likewise, the people of the land shall worship at the door of this gate before the Most High in the Sabbaths and in the new moons. See that? So we know that the Shabbats and the new moon, right? Those are worship days. So new moon day, worship day. You know what I'm saying? Which when the gate is open, right? Well, that's back in the Holy Land. We ain't in the Holy Land. We're in captivity. So day one, new moon, worship day, 6 working days. Then you got the Shabbat, day 8. It's a worship day.
Right.
New moon and the Shabbats are worship days, right? You can't just say, you can't just start counting, right? You can't count and say new moon day, okay, that's day 1. And then you jump back on the Gregorian calendar, the calendar that we use every day on the everyday use. You can't deal with the Most High with His whole heavenly ordinances. The count, start off your months, which is the moon, right? And then you jump, as soon as Friday come around, right? It'll probably be like what? Friday will probably be about 2 days after the new moon. Brothers will be talking about Shabbat Shalom. Ain't have 6 working days or nothing, man. Can't do that. Can't do that. If we're gonna walk in this truth, we gotta walk in this truth holy, man. We gotta
Sincerity and truth.
we gotta wholly follow the Most High, man.
And with that, man, go to John chapter 4, verse 24. My brother said we gotta really hone into that. That's why we try to hone in what? What you say, yeah, is that all you guys talk about? Look. Appointed times. Right? It's beautiful though. Appointed times. You understand what I'm saying? Because we gotta understand the importance of it, bro. You know what I mean? It's the importance of appointments. So we like, hey, Dad said check in. Daddy said check in at such and such time, brother. Because we address brothers because we're leaders. We got to check in. Like again, we understand that. For paying attention to the Farmer's Almanac, we have a new moon coming in on a pagan Friday. Coming up for month 2. Dang. Woo! So new moon day is going to be on a pagan Friday. So how you get new moon day and then a Shabbat?
Can't do that. Can't do that.
That's what's happening.
Can't do that. Yeah, that's what's happening.
That's what's coming.
You can't do
New
that.
moon day, we're gonna have because think about it, next pagan Wednesday is gonna be day 29. Then next pagan Thursday is gonna be day 30. And then next pagan Friday is gonna be new moon day. That means that Saturday is day 2.
Yep.
John 4:24.
It's the book of St. John, chapter 4, verse 24. God, the Most High, is a spirit.
As we've got to understand, and we need to understand that as a repentant Israelite. Read.
The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth.
You must worship Him in spirit and in truth, man. And how do you do that? By searching the scriptures daily. By drawing close to the Most High. You got to worship Him in spirit and in truth, man. All right? We're jumping to verse 23.
Verse 23. But the hour cometh now is when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth.
Right.
For the Father seeketh such to worship him.
All praise to the Most High, man. That's what we doing. We understand that day 22, the day Shabbat.
Right. He's
Are we worried about
proving us?
Right. Are we worried about, man, it's Wednesday, man, it's the middle of the week. Middle of who week?
Right.
The middle of who week? Who week in the middle we in the middle of?
The heathen.
We ain't in the middle of the Most High week.
Right.
It's the Shabbat.
Right. This ain't nothing. Last day of the week, man.
Tomorrow is the first working day of the Most High's week. Tomorrow, day 23. The last working week of the month of Abib. You see, they ain't got nothing to do with the pagan.
Right.
Any other precept or anything else? Questions anything you want to bring out?
Oh yeah, let's
Anybody
bring out
online?
that 1 and 20th day with my boy Jedi brought out. That 1 and 20th day. That's in 12th of Exodus, right?
Yeah, Exodus 12. Exodus chapter 12, right?
Right. Cause remember you had said the unleavened bread. You know what I'm saying? We yeah, I just want to bring that out.
Yeah. We touch on that. I forgot to go back to that. Really, forgot to go back to that. Shoot. Forgot to go back to that. Instead of we jumped to Ezekiel 46 and 1 before touching this. So I'm glad you remember, dog.
Exodus 12 and
12
18.
is later than 12.
12 and 18.
Yep.
Yeah.
Start at 17.
17. Exodus 12 and 17. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For in this self-same day I have bought your armies out of the land of Egypt.
What day was that? What day was that? What day were we brought forth out of the land of Egypt?
15.
Day 15. You see that? That's that sign. Read on.
Yes, sir. For in this self-same day I have brought your armies out of the land of Egypt.
All praise.
Ooh. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever.
You see that, man? That's serious right there. No, man. What if it land on a Wednesday? What if it land on a Monday?
The 14th is my Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff there, man, that's not...
What if it land on a Thursday?
Right.
Huh? Therefore, ye shall observe this day in your generations by an ordinance.
Custom.
Forever. That ordinance ain't that pagan calendar, man.
Right. It's not our custom.
That pagan calendar ain't that ordinance.
Right.
That you got to keep forever. You can't keep, no. That's not going to do that for you. Go ahead, 18.
Verse 18. In the first month...
Abib. That's where we at right now. All praise, hallelujah.
On the 14th day of the month at even.
At when?
At even.
You got to understand Sirach 18:26. We're not breaking that down right now. Read on.
Ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even.
21st day. That was yesterday.
Jedi, boy.
Preach Jedi.
Oh, man. Hey, boy, that thing, that's what made it a little more clear before me.
Right.
When my boy, I mean, you did too. You made it clear for me too back in Leviticus.
He just counted, but
he just
that right there jump off that page.
Don't say jump off the page and slap the crap out of you, man.
That's when we were like, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna be in the school, dog.
Man.
We're gonna be in the school. You know what I'm saying? We just like, telegram, hey, all right. See, that's that making haste. You know what I'm saying?
The 1 and 20th day, that's what made me see it all clear. I was like, okay, that's the last day of unleavened bread. And then the next day, you got a Shabbat, the day 22. That's what it's talking about when you go back to the Leviticus 23rd chapter.
1 and 20th.
Yep.
Right?
1 and 20th day.
My brothers will be talking about, the 14th, every 7 days, 14th, 21, and 28 is the Shabbats. No, bruh. See?
He's just talking,
See?
though, because they're not counting.
See?
He's just talking, not counting. He ain't counting nothing.
That right there,
He's
man.
just talking, he ain't counting nothing, man.
Ain't counting nothing.
Ain't counting nothing.
Because you got to deal with that day 8, we brought out day 15, day 22. What is these days then? That the Most High told us some shall be solemn assemblies. You shall do no servile work therein. Brothers don't want to. Yeah, we got to deal with that.
And all your generations by an ordinance.
Forever.
In all your generations by an ordinance. You can't do that with a pagan calendar, no.
Okay.
You can't. It hadn't been around forever. So what? Again, we ask the question all the time. What was Moses in the wilderness using when he was out in the wilderness with the Israelites?
Right.
What was the Messiah using? What was Paul using while he was traveling? All these prophets, what they talking about? But we're gonna be looking at this thing today? Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And then, it's some brothers with a simple simplicity mind, man, to say, "Oh, you brothers worshiping the moon and stuff like that, cause we're observing it." When the Most High said it out of His mouth to do it, observe the moon. You know what I'm saying? Observe your feast days.
That shows the ignorance. So
What? That's simple. That's a simple mind.
That's simple, man. So you saying you worship and not understanding that's the calendar.
Right. He gave it to the heathens, man. Yeah, no, duh. He gave it to the heathens. But it's for us, for signs and seasons. Days and years. Months and years. Come on, man. Well, was he lying? Or were you're a liar? According to Romans 3 and 3, it said the Most High made the Most High be true and every man a liar. That means that goes to the Julian calendar too. That's a lie. According to the Most High, because He said, observe the moon, right? And know what day you're in.
Yeah, all praise that we got at least we're continue to seek and keep an open mind and count our days, man. We know it's day 22. And we understand that the moon is a biblical calendar. We're gonna keep counting.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna stop. Today's day 22.
Mm-hmm.
And you might as well probably just touching on for a second. Sirach 18:26, man. Okay, because sometimes some of our people, somebody might be online right now. Okay, wait a second. We're saying Passover is at even, so right now it's supposed to be even. They would think like, okay, if it's day 22, then the Sabbath is over, right? Some people might think that, right? Because right now it's what? It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock Eastern time. So if it's day 22, you might think the Sabbath is over, right? Sirach 18:26. So I'm going to touch on this real quick, man. We're going to do a class on this one day. We're just going to give you a little taste. You know what I'm saying? We study to show thyself approved. You got to be able to explain what you're doing.
Make your brain think.
You got to be able to explain what you're doing. You can't just say Saturday's a Sabbath or new moon's a full moon. You can't really explain it and make it clear, especially if it don't make sense and people got questions and you're not answering questions, you're dodging questions. So Sirach 18:26.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 18, verse 26.
You got to really pay attention when you hear this, hit your spirit.
From the morning
until
the evening,
what?
The time has changed.
You see that? That's something that's heavy, right? And this is a scripture that we've been studying and trying to get an understanding for quite some time, right? So from that again,
from morning until the evening, the time is changed.
Okay, just like some people have the King James 16:11 and Exodus 12:1. Okay, it says the beginning has changed. The beginning of the year has changed. So we get an understanding of that. This go along with that a little bit. You have to understand the ordinances, which is the moon, the sun, moon, and stars, and how time is. Okay, so read that one more time.
From the morning until the evening, the time has changed.
We got to understand the scriptures that morning means daytime and evening means nighttime. Okay, evening means nighttime, morning means daytime. So when you go back into Genesis, when you read evening and morning was the first day, that's how the days are. We know there's 24 hours in a day, meaning 12 days, 12 daytime hours, 12 nighttime hours, which concludes to be a total day. Sometime the evening is first, sometime the morning is first. Depends on the almanac with the moon and the agriculture. So that's why sometimes sometimes, not all the time, from the morning until the evening, the time is changed. Read on, finish that.
From the morning until the evening, the time is changed.
Right?
And all things are soon done before the Most
Because the
High.
Most High commanded the moon and the sun and stars to be in their ordinance. Read on.
A wise man will fear in everything,
Everything,
and in the day of sinning, he will beware of offense.
Okay, I'll praise the Most High. Now we getting to the point. Read on.
But a fool will not observe time.
So that's what we got to understand. A fool won't observe time. We got to understand that it's not always evening to morning. It's not always like that, brothers and sisters. It's not always evening to morning. Because we just read AT 26. Sometime from the morning until the evening, the time is changed. This helps us understand the Passover and other feast days when it says you should celebrate the Passover at 14th at even. See that? Why? Because that month or that moon, the morning came first, which is daytime came first, which is the month that we're in right now. So now morning is over, day 22. Right now we're in the evening of day 22. Right? So tomorrow morning it'll be day 23. That helps us understand it. So write that in your notes and study that and look into that. And follow the almanac. You guys, our brothers and sisters, we shouldn't be paying attention to these apps and these different little networks and stuff, man. The only thing that's on point is the Farmer's Almanac. Why? Because of agriculture. Alright? You don't deceive yourself, because if you don't want to pay attention to the Farmer's Almanac, then guess what? You won't be able to go to no grocery store and buy no food if they were playing with that almanac. You won't be able to buy no vegetation if they were playing with the almanac. So let's not fool ourselves, man. They know what the truth is.
Or you could just observe and count like we do too.
Yeah, we do
just
count.
observe and count, man.
We observe and count
Straight
from
up.
the almanac. So
The
the
hell with them
almanac,
apps, man.
right? The hell with them apps. The Farmer's Almanac is your numero uno, and you count your days. And the law of the Lord is perfect, man.
Right.
So we gotta understand from the morning to the evening, the time has changed. It's day 22, Shabbat, all the way through this evening. All right, let's go to Mark 13. Let's go to Mark 13 to further expound on that, and we get ready to close out of here, man. So I hope y'all can take heed to what we're bringing out here in this latter part right here. Because you got to really pay attention to these days, man, and how to number your days. They're very important. So we're going to go to Mark chapter 13. 13, what, 38? 35?
35.
Right? Mark 13, 35.
Mark 13, verse 35.
Pay
Watch
attention.
ye therefore.
See that? Watch ye therefore. Watch. We the watchmen of Israel, man. We the watchmen. Right? It's not like back in the days we had the Northern Kingdom, we had Issachar. They were paying attention to the signs and the wonders and had them dials and stuff, right? And were blowing up the trumpets when that new moon came.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't living in that time. So now we got to watch ye therefore. And guess what? We got a Farmer's Almanac. And we got reading comprehension and we know how to count, man. So watch ye therefore, you Israelites.
Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh.
Right?
At even.
There's different times of day. 24 hours is a day. Not daytime. You got daytime, you got nighttime. You got 24 hours. He said, and know, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh. Because we don't know when he coming. But he giving you 4 sections of a 24-hour day. Read.
At even. Or at midnight.
Right?
Or at the cock crowing.
Okay.
Or in the morning.
You see that? These are 4 different sections of a day. So how many hours in a day? 24 hours. So how many sections? This is 4 sections. So that's what? That's 6 hours each section, ain't it? We got to understand the evening is 6 hours. Or at midnight, that's 6 hours. Or at the cock crowing, that's 6 hours. In the morning, that's another 6 hours. But basically, evening and midnight is nighttime. Cock crowing and morning is daytime.
Right. Right, bro. Right, bro.
You see
That's
that?
true.
That's what we got to understand right
That's
here.
right, bro.
So we got to follow that almanac. So when that new moon comes in, whether in the morning or at night, we have to pay attention to that. Watch ye therefore. Because if that new moon come in the morning during the daytime, guess what? Guess what starts first that month? The morning. If that new moon in the almanac comes in at night, then guess what starts first? Your evening start first. It's that simple, Israel. The Most High gave it to us. You have to pay attention to that. So people are edified, man. You know what I'm saying? And the scriptures are there. This is what the scripture's showing us. If anybody, y'all see the address right here. Anybody local, it's an open invite, man. I haven't seen too many congregations that have their address up, and that's just because we're a new congregation building here in the Hillsborough County area, and it's an open invite for brothers and sisters. Whatever, bring your Bibles, bring your history books, and your questions, and let's get an understanding. So the Christians are here. The scriptures will share what they're showing us, and you all share with what we love. What we say correction, like some brothers say. Then why we can prove it, right? We're men of our word. We keep our word. Brothers have shared with us about pagan names, Christ, Lord, and Jesus and God. We repented from that. Brothers shared with us about the importance of baptism, man, because the Messiah did it, and we repented from that. You see, so we're part of building a nation, not being one of those, not wanting to hear what brothers have to bring forward when it comes to these scriptures. Man. Now, no feelings, right? Not trimming our way, but when it comes to these scriptures, man, we take heed. And what's the other one? We take heed and with sincerity and truth and make haste. That's the one I'm talking about. All praises, man. So Shabbat Shalom, closing out day 22.
Matthew 26, verse 6.
All praises.
Now when the Messiah was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointments, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? Right. For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When the Messiah understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. Mm-hmm. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she had poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Right. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her.
All praises to the Most High. We closed our Feast of Unleavened Bread yesterday, day 21, now day 22. Third Shabbat of the month of Abib. All praise to the Most High. I'm sure some people were edified. If not, you always, check out replays. YouTube.
Rewind. They did it with the music back in the world.
Oh, yeah, they ran it back.
They ran it back. You can rewind that, man.
All praise to the Most High for our Periscope, YouTube. Periscope are underground, so y'all get some music, a little bonus coverage.
Yeah, y'all get a little bit. That's real, bro.
Hold up. Shabbat Shalom.